Kahea na omakua, na la'a holoholona, na kupuna, me kaua kaukeia. Kokua kaua, malama pu'uwai hamama, manao hamama. Mahalo nui loa, ko aloha palena ole, mene mene palena ole. Mahalo nui loa kako, mahalo nui loa, e amama. Aloha, my dear souls out there. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's another episode of I Am Aloha, and today we're going into one principle that's actually close to the name. No, it's actually part of our name of the podcast. And today's principle is Aloha. Aloha means love, means hello, means embracing the breath of life together. It is used on Hawaii as to say hello, but it's also used to say goodbye in some regions. I have to admit that when I was on Hawaii, I was explained that you usually only use aloha to say goodbye to when someone has died. But I actually asked or told that to a different Hawaiian, and I was told that that's not true. So since there are certain interpretations different from wherever you are, I just wanted to let you know so you can just feel in for yourself if you like to use aloha to say goodbye. I prefer to use it only to say hello. But that's because to say goodbye on Hawaii, it's usually a hui ho. So you use that to say goodbye. That's more common. Yes, but to come back to the name, aloha means love, and it's not only love to the others, but also love to yourself. And an important part is using love in an unconditional way. Now, what does unconditional mean? It means we don't attach any conditions. It means if we want to say it to someone else, or it means we don't want to expect anything for it, for giving that love. And the same also for receiving it. But what unconditional also means is that you don't want to have any judgment related to it, you know? Like, love doesn't judge in any way. Sorry. So what it does remind us of is that not only we don't want to judge other people, but especially we don't want to judge ourselves too hard. Maybe you can relate to that. Maybe at one point in your life you realized for something you were judging yourself way too hard. And if we look at it, there are very many ways where we judge ourselves harder than everyone else is doing it because we want to push ourselves further or whatever. And what Aloha wants to remind us of is not to judge no one, I mean, like, not on the outside world, but especially not ourselves. If we judge ourselves too much, it's like we're putting on too many boundaries for ourselves and we're not able to be the beaming, the beautiful beaming that we are. And the wonderful thing about stopping to judge yourself is when you learn to accept yourself better and more with the way you are, with everything that you have, with all the good and the bad parts, you learn to do that with yourself, and you will see that the more you embrace that of your own being, you embrace also for other beings. You allow them to also be who they really want to be. So that's a nice practice, because if it's easier for you to practice not being judgmental about other people, then it's probably not going to be too hard to stop being judgmental with yourself. Or maybe you're one of those people who are actually like letting everyone else on the outside world be whoever they want to be, but with yourself you really stress it, you really go into it. So try to practice that, like not to be too judgy about yourself with your things. You are a beautiful beaming, and if you look at yourself the way you are, and if you can accept everything that you are the way you are, and everyone else the way they are, that's actually the goal, you know? And that's also the second thing about Aloha. It's not just unconditional love, but it's also being happy with what you have, being okay with everything, and maybe even being thankful for what you have. And that's actually the exercise for this week, is practice that, to find something for yourself that you are thankful for. That means, that being said, like, practice, some people actually practice this like a good night thing, like shortly before they go to bed. They look for 3 things that they are thankful for. And now I want to tell you not to only look on the outside, you know, like you can say, I'm thankful that I have a good job, I'm thankful that I have a great family, and I'm thankful that I have wonderful friends. But you can also say, hey, I'm thankful that I have 2 healthy legs, that I actually walk. I'm thankful that I can, that I have healthy arms to embrace someone. Or that you're thankful because you actually learn to read and write, and you can use a computer, and you're thankful that you have a roof over your head. So you see where I'm getting at. It's not just seeing only the outside world things, and not just only the inside of you things, you know. Just try to see the whole picture. There are a lot of things in your life that you take for granted, and because you're just used to, like, come on everyone, we're all used to that almost everyone can walk on this planet. I mean, the people that can't walk are not that many. And so we almost take it for granted, but I think it's wonderful. It's one of the wonders of the world that we as human beings are born into this world, and then we learn to walk. That is something not everyone does. And it's the same thing with talking, with feeling with your fingers. You know, or just the fact that you were able probably to go to school and to learn to read and to write. You know, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole school system. Everyone can have their own opinion about it. But just the basics of reading and being able to read and to write, that's something not everyone on this planet learns. And I think in the world that we live in, for us, it's an achievement because you managed to do that. Or maybe at one point you managed to overcome a fear. Or maybe at one point you managed to overcome some other problems you had, you know? And those are things that you can actually be so proud of, that you did that and that you overcame things. And you can be so thankful because you made that experience and you grew from it and you became bigger. And I think you see the point where I'm trying to get, is that for you, that you can just embrace that being of yourself and become more and more thankful to how you are. And this is one of the points that is actually very important to learn self-love, because a lot of the times we concentrate so much on the outside, you know, trying to be a good person to the outside, trying to be a good citizen, trying to be someone nice, you know. But sometimes being so nice to the outside world, we forget ourselves and we don't give ourselves so much love. Or when you're too judgmental with yourself and you put yourself under so much pressure, and when you shift your view and stop looking at all the things that you may be not having or whatever, and start looking at the things you can actually be thankful for because you already achieved them, then you're giving that so much more power. So it's the same like when we were saying energy follows attention. If you put your attention on all the things that you can't do, when you shift that and put your attention on all the things you already have and all the things you made so beautiful and so wonderful, you know, that's like so so much more, and you learn to love yourself more and more. So with these words, I hope you can use the practice of the exercise of looking into the things you're thankful for next week, because I believe if you start looking at those things, you're going to start to be aware of what a great person you are, what a great personality there is, and what a lovable being you are. With those words, I wish you a great weekend and a good start into the next week, and I'm looking forward to hearing you next week. Have a great time, and hui ho! Thanks a lot for tuning in again. I hope you were able to have some good takeaways for yourself. Please don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, and if you'd like to receive some information about actual energies and more inspirational information, sign up to my newsletter. You can find the link on my website www.iamaloha.de. I am looking forward to talk to you again next time, and until then, aloha mahalo, e ho'omaikai kako, e a hui ho.